Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So I was taking a look at everything this morning as I do. I noticed some things that I wanted to fix, but I think I want to fix them after I kind of get everything done with my right corners. Because I think it'll be easier if I can just slide her head all the way across, because some of it was just, I felt like the top of this area was like not at a consistent height between all my turns. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get the general everything but that done on my other turns, and then I will worry about that. This is a case of one step at a time. Just got a couple of other things that I think will really help me get all that right. Now there's a little hole right here. Okay, probably don't want that little hole right there. Let's go ahead and fill that in. There we go. No problem. It was just kind of funny to see. I was momentarily surprised. So what I'm looking at here is there's like this pink spot that goes all the way through here, and then there's a tiny little pink spot in this area right here, and it is not quite lining up. So I think that is the first thing I have to get right here. Is this little tiny pink spot. Before it was too low, and now it is too high. That's another thing that I'm going to want to make sure is fairly consistent in height across all my angles. Stuff like, you know, right here, right here, right here, and over here. And those spots in particular. I want to make sure that they're not bouncing around and getting a little overexcited. Oh, there's a little hole right here, too. I should do something about that. What is causing your little hole? Okay. I think I see what's causing that little hole. Stuff with the very top of this layer I was gonna kind of handle later, but I don't want this random hole just kind of making me see light flashes out of the corner of my eye. That would get annoying. It's still kind of there, but it's not really noticeable anymore, so I'll worry about that a little bit later. Right now, over here. Once I get this spot up there, the next area was going to be over here anyway, and that seems like a perfect time to deal with all those random holes. So, okay, back to what I was doing. And if I remember correctly, yesterday I was having a time figuring out how exactly I should align this black line with both my lower turns and my right turn. So I decided to leave it to my future self, and here we are today. Future self at the ready. And once again, I think that this strand is not quite sitting right, which I think might also be making me have a tough time aligning things. The tip of it is kind of curving downward, and that's not how I wanted. I can understand why I thought that was reasonable at the time. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, now just back to figuring out that little pink part. This area is always a little bit tricky, just because I cut it weird. And there's like this red area right through there that's kind of on two separate layers, and I can never tell which one is the one causing the problem, so I just kind of gotta guess sometimes. It's fine. It happens. But it's one happening that is actually very much within my control, so it's something that I want to note for the next time that I cut something out for something like this. Oh man, okay. No, I can't live with a hole that large. I gotta make sure that's all covered up. Okay. I was like, maybe I can deal with it until I get everything else in place there, but no, that would be way too annoying. Just seeing everything squirming around that hole, it's like no good. Okay, that seems okay. How's it doing over here? I feel like it's dropping quite far. Let's see if I can just round things over here just a little bit more. Just so I can make my right turn happy too. Get everyone working together. You see, this is what we call unity. Doing exactly what I want everything to do with no objections. I don't know, that spot looks like it's raising up now. Art is hard. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a bit and really dig into what's going on here. I mean, I don't think it's exactly a mystery, I just raised a whole bunch of things, so let's push it back down. Let's just Control-Z that. Yeah, no, this is exactly where it should be vertically. Like, I need to adjust this area, but for over here, this is exactly where it needs to be vertically. So that means if something is wrong, then I should adjust it on the right turn. I can accept that. Yeah, I think I can get away with that. Let's see. What exactly do I want to adjust here? Once again, gonna zoom in. Try to really get eyes on that area that's bothering me, but I don't quite know why. Okay. So first things first, this needs to come out just a little bit more. It got pushed in a little bit too hard when I was adjusting that spot just a little bit earlier. And then I guess besides that, it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. Okay, there's like a shadow on the side here. I'm not sure what layer it's on. I think it might be the line. Actually, yes, that is correct. It is the line on this layer. Okay, mesh consulting time. So when I look at it, I see that there's the little tip here, it comes in, and then there's this little swoosh, and then it's straight. Whereas here, there is no little swoosh. It just kind of caves in randomly. Gotta get that little swoosh back in there. So let's see, what is the essence of little swoosh? I will find all the secrets of the little swoosh. Okay, got little swoosh. Let's see if that looks better. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Look at that. It's still not quite perfect, but it is so much better. There I was, trying to fix things on this, like, underneath part when the problem wasn't even there in the first place. Here I am, just blaming poor little vertices for something they didn't even do. Very rude of me. It's alright, I found the answer eventually. That's what matters, right? Okay, now I just need to finish correctly shaping all this. I got my little swoosh, and now things can go back to being very straight. Whereas here I have it still very, I don't know, curvy. Very concave. I'm just kind of straightening out some vertices while I'm over here. I'm actually kind of surprised that I left it like this after spending so much time working on this strand. But I guess I just didn't notice it quite as clearly when I knew that everything over here was already wrong. So I knew that I was going to be going back and fixing that at some point. Makes sense. Sometimes it's just easier to see problems when everything around it is also more correct. It's probably related to why I feel the need to go back and redo things so often. But I've told myself this is going to be the last time I go back and do any, like, super significant changes. I feel like everything is coming together well enough. So I'm just going to go through, do my last things here, hopefully finish a lot of that this week. At least the top part. The strands, I'm not so sure about. They're always a bit of a mess. And then maybe I can actually finish this project. I do want to do a little bit of body movement still, but not that much. Just a little bit. Just enough to make her look a little bit more lively. Oh, hold on, eyelash. I feel like I've been having more issues with that lately. My body has just not been cooperating. It's okay. Getting sick can do that to you. I'm feeling pretty much better. But sometimes there's just these lingering things that still make me, I don't know, feel off. And it takes a little bit for my body to just get completely back to normal. And I think after I get this all shaped the way that I want it to, I see that there's a little bit I want to touch up here, but I don't actually think that the stuff back there is looking too bad. So I think that'll probably just be that. This seems to be the last hard part here. Infinity Nikki also dropped its mini patch. No new content, so there will be no streams for the time being. But it did have the cowboy outfit that I wanted. So I have that now, and I'm happy. Now I can just happily summon a motorcycle whenever I want. I continue to be sad that it wasn't a horse. That suits the cowboy aesthetic so much more, but I guess being able to go yeehaw on a motorcycle is a reasonable consolation prize. And I was really happy to see that it had some awesome gradient hair, so I'll definitely want to make something with that next time I do an Infinity Nikki stream. I forget what their update cadence is like. I admittedly have not been paying that much attention. But I probably will. Now that I'm streaming it more regularly. Okay, there we go. I think that's good now. Does it line up the way I want here, or did I raise it? I raised it. Okay. I want to make sure that's properly aligned before I move on. But fortunately, I think the real challenging part was just getting the shape of this part. So now I should be able to pretty safely just very, very carefully push that down a little bit. A little bit more right there. Okay. I'm gonna take that very slow. I just spent a whole bunch of time trying to shape it correctly, and I do not want to mess with my shapes. Okay, but that's all it needed. Maybe just a bit more in the corner here, but everything else is good. I am grateful. Nope, that's out. I actually had it right first. Had it right the first time. What is going on with the back of her head there? I thought that I fixed all this. This is what I get for checking things. I think this is fine. Okay. So yeah, there were some other issues over there that I never properly fixed. Well, that's okay. That's why we're here right now. Here to kind of fix the back of her head and get all of this stuff looking the way that I want it to. Now I just have to pray that it all lines up. Okay, it does. Excellent. I was a little bit afraid there. I was afraid that I was going to have to pull many a shenanigan once again. Alright, back to what I was doing before. I kind of want to finish up this little area right here. And I think I can kind of fix what I'm looking at right now just by pulling these center vertices on the black line directly to the right. Because that should not affect how things line up on the bottom turn, but it should help how things look relative to this right turn here. And be very gentle. Gotta be careful. Yeah, there we go. I feel like the only thing left is just the little bottom part of the black line. Something is off about the angle, more or less. Just a tiny bit, though. Yeah, there we go. I think that's pretty good. I think that I will have some stuff to fix once I decide to go work on this part. And these guys are kind of connected. But I think I will do those at the same time. You know, that's probably why this area was all fanned out and fat. And I had to push it in. Because I was like, you know what? I'll do that part when I work on the back of her head more. That would make sense. That sounds like something I'd say. But it's okay. I mean, I may have forgotten. But I was entirely correct. I did fix it. I can believe in my future self. My future self is pretty cool. She can do so many things. So let's start connecting this back part of her hair to everything else. For the most part, I actually think all of this looks pretty okay. I don't feel like I have to fix that much. We'll see if I change my mind once I'm kind of more into the thick of things, but for now, I do think it looks pretty good. But the point where it connects to the rest of her hair here is definitely a little bit off. Yeah, there we go. Let me check my angles here. So it does kind of come up. It is not a completely smooth curve. So let's make it come up a little. Okay, I don't want to get things too smooth before I know that they're all in the right place, but that angle looks very promising. So let's test it out. I'm actually going to do the diagonal first. Oh, if anything, I need to poof it out even more. Alright, time to be poofy. Gonna be super poofy. Oh yeah, look at that. always hard to get that initial angle in there. So I'm just approaching this very carefully, as always. But I think things just need to floof out really hard. We'll see if this makes me change up my right turn at all. I haven't really been checking that at all here. I don't really like that angle. It's wrong, right? It's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it is definitely wrong. But I think if I just fold that down just a little bit, like I did, then that might get it right. Yeah, okay. I think I've probably got the starting point. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So now that this part is good, I can just focus on kind of getting all these other little parts into the right place. So here I'm looking at, there's a couple of points where the lines get a little bit thicker, and the diagonals suggested to me that they were not where they wanted to be. So I figured I'd move them around a little bit, and once I'm happy with the general gist on the diagonal, I will go into my bottom turn and my right turn and make sure everything is lined up just the way I want it to be. Okay, I think that's probably a good starting point there, and the rest I think will be easier to line up with these two turns. I'm going to start with the bottom turn. And I'll worry about smoothing it all out at the very end. It seems like these vertices were sliding just a little bit, so I'm going to go shove them over here a little bit more. And from there, I'll worry about lining up like the top of this and all of that stuff. Just any problems I see, really. Yeah, it looks like this entire area is not quite lined up right. I feel like the outer edge is maybe poofing out just a bit much there. So I'm gonna gently kind of push some of these guys in too. Everything here needs to be very gentle. I'm not moving things that much anymore. Part of me misses the early days when I could just move things around willy-nilly. Everything moved all the time, and there was so much happening. It was a much more exciting time. But now things are pretty chill. Just trying to get some of these last things exactly the way I want them. Maybe overdoing it a little. That sounds like something I'd do. It can be pretty tough, dealing with perfectionism sometimes. See, for me, I never have the issue of perfectionism where it's hard to get started. I mean, it's true, I do have a hard time getting started, but that's something else. For me, it's... I am willing to go for a very, very long time in order to get things exactly the way I want them. Okay. I feel like all of this is almost completely lined up with the bottom turn, enough so that I think I'm actually going to start looking at my right turn too. Let me just line up this pink line vertically, because I know I won't find the answers to that in my right turn at all. I also see that over here on the strand again, that things are still kind of poofing out more than they should. So let's push this down just a little bit. Line this up perfectly with the bottom turn. Okay, that should be good. I think there's still a couple of things that I want to do on the top there, but I want to make sure everything is lining up with my right turn first. Okay, it looks like there is some sliding vertices. Yeah, because I had to move those little thicker parts of the line up. They really in the wrong spot. So I don't think that looks very good. You can kind of see the way the thicker part of the line there is squirming a bit. But it lines up pretty well here. Maybe it's just a little bit high. Let's bring things down just a little. Maybe they moved just a little bit while I was pushing some other stuff around. Or maybe I'm hallucinating, who knows? Certainly not me. But this is what I see now, so I will do my best. Yeah, I think that's within the realm of acceptability. So I just want to poof out the back a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, and now I think I can start looking over at this side. Because I think everything else is looking pretty okay. So I lined up that pink part vertically, and now I can line it up horizontally. And it should look good with the right turn, once everything is lined up the way I want it to be. Alright. Let's just get that outer edge, and I think all will be well. This area took a little bit longer than I thought it might. That's alright. I got through it in the end. Art really is hard. Even areas that looked simple and like there wasn't very much wrong can be deceiving. I was kind of hoping to get into the next area today. We'll see if I have the energy for it. That actually took quite a lot out of me. I think my endurance still isn't quite back from when I was sick. But on the bright side, my appetite is coming back. I've been getting hungry. So that's been nice. So I think not really being able to eat was severely affecting my energy levels. And now that I can again, I've been doing much better. It's amazing how having proper fuel can... what that can do for you. Okay, that is extremely close. There's this little black part on top of the pink part, and that's just moving a little bit too far to the right here. So I think all will be well once I kind of squish that back in and then get everything else aligned with that. And then I can go to the upper right. And we'll see if that makes me cry, because the upper right is the worst angle. Okay, the diagonal says that I'm still not quite there. But I'm close, I can tell. I can definitely tell. And I'm still trying to be more diligent about checking the diagonal because it does give a lot of information. It's like these two areas combined. Can't believe that I ignored it for a long time. It is very helpful. Okay, and there we go. I think that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna go off to the upper right. Oh boy. Okay. So first things first. This part here, totally wrong. Like, wow. What the heck happened there? I don't even know. It's alright, I'll fix it. Easy fix. Nice to have something easy after flailing with that part in the lower right for a while. Her hair looks so squished. I am wondering if that's correct. No, I think it's fine. Okay. I actually don't think this side is looking too bad. I mean, I always make fun of the upper right angle for being terrible, but this time, maybe it was the lower right that was terrible. Maybe the upper right is actually going to cut me some slack today. I'd appreciate it, after all that. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and fix up all of this. With the obvious low-hanging fruit mostly dealt with, I'm still kind of perfecting the shape there. But with that mostly dealt with, I don't think it'll be much trouble at all to get the rest. The rest seems pretty alright. It'd be really nice if that was the case. Because then I can get back into some more stuff yet. Do my dream of kind of fixing up all of this stuff over here too. For that, I think I'll actually start with the right turns, even though normally I do the left turns first. Just because in this case, there's not a lot over there on my right turns. Yeah, and I can tell that this isn't quite sitting on their right yet either. Alright, and I'll check the diagonal as well. But it does seem like everything's pretty okay. Although, right here, I'm actually not entirely happy with that. So I guess I'll fix that while I'm here. See, this is why I want to do the right turns first for this area. Because then I don't have to worry about the areas where it gets really big like this, and I have to kind of stretch out my textures. Okay, I think that's better. Just fixing up a few things here and there. Whoa. My hand betrayed me and just started sliding all over the place. Got a mind of its own. Gotta calm down there, hand. Alright. So now back to over here. What was I doing over there? Okay, I think I see. I actually think it's looking pretty alright, so hopefully it'll be nice and straightforward to fix. I do know that up at the top here, this bit of hair is not a consistent height. And the pink part here isn't either. So I will definitely have to do some stuff with that. So I got a little bit more to fix. But I think this area is doing okay now. So I think the first thing that I want to do before I really start shaping all of that, I actually think this is okay-ish. So I want to line everything up vertically. That is the first order of business. I'm going to start with my upper left turn, actually. Just because this one is supposed to be done, but my past self dropped the ball a little bit. So now I gotta go back and fix it. Always take care of your future self. They will have your back when you inevitably mess something up. So I kind of have to decide how I want to deal with this pink area. Do I want to make it thinner on the top turn here, or do I want to make it thicker on my upper left turn? Right now, I'm trying thinner. I'm going to see if I can get away with that. Because I like the idea of it being a little bit thinner, because it might look like, yeah, it's just kind of disappearing behind the strand right in front of it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And I will have to make the pink a little bit thicker right here, just so it lines up properly. Alright, seems pretty good. Now I can do the same thing up here. Just gonna gently push everything right here down just a little. Whoa, that was probably a little bit too much. There's actually a few shenanigans on my upper turns in this area. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a look at all those. I noticed that some of these were of inconsistent height as well. I feel like my upper turns are just so much more of a mess than my lower turns. Alright, that's a little bit better. And now I just drop this side a little bit. Right over here. Make this angle just a little bit rounder. That's apparently how I decided to do it for the upper turns, and I don't think it looks bad, so I'm gonna roll with it. Okay, I think that's alright. It may not be entirely right, but the pink part squirming behind it is distracting me hard enough that I at the very least want to get this right first. Okay, and indeed, there is still a little bit on this strand that I would like to fix. By getting the pink part above it looking a little better definitely helped me find it. I'm going pretty hard on lining things up with my top turn, so I'm really hoping that everything will align with my right turn, and I won't have to pull a bunch of shenanigans. Never been much of a fan of pulling shenanigans, you know? It's just so much nicer when everything just works out nicely. Okay. So I guess I'll continue lining it up with the top turn here. I might as well finish what I started. And then I'll worry about the right. And then, only after that, will I worry about getting everything nice and smooth. So I want to kind of shape the part right below that loop that should have been on its own layer. Just right through here. Because currently I don't feel like it's shaped properly. Yeah. It's got a little bit of weird squirming going on in there. And I think it's okay for it to be quite close to the head. I think it makes sense at this angle. You can see I'm looking at all this quite closely, trying to make sure that everything is aligned vertically. There I raised it a little bit too high. And then over here, I think I want to poof some of this out just a little bit more. And I get the feeling I'm going to have to shape that little strand of hair there. But I will cross that bridge when I get there. Okay, this seems fine. Oh, this actually seems pretty okay too. Cool. Does this mean that it's lining up with both of the areas next to it? Because I think it does. Oh, that would be wonderful. Keep things nice and simple for the end. Okay, yeah, I think that looks pretty alright. In that case, I'm gonna take a look at over here. Yeah, it's still looking pretty good on my right turn, I think. How's it looking on the left? Got a little bit of shaping to do on the left. Okay, let's do that little bit of shaping here. As usual, I will do it in the 4 cardinal directions here, and then I'll do the corners. So, right turn looks good. Just this time, I want to do the right corners before I did the left corners. So, right turn looks good. Left turn was mostly good. I just feel like the back here is maybe a little bit too round. So now I'm back up in these layers. And we'll see how many of these I can get through today. I am getting a little bit tired. That lower right turn just proved to be a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It happens sometimes. I had ambitions today. I was like, okay, these next 2 spots don't look too bad, so maybe I can get through the other side of her hair too, and I do not think that is happening. It's alright, I'll do my best. I'll see just what I can do here. So right now I'm just going to focus on the outer edge of hair there. Kind of defining the shape of her head here. And I'll worry about getting everything else through here after I know the general shape that I want for her hair. And I don't think I actually have to change that much, but there are a few things that I think could be a little bit better. It's like if I look at the original here, this is actually quite straight. And here I have it very, very curved. And it gets very close to this strand. So I think that's kind of what I wanted to do here. I wanted to do something very similar to that. What I have here makes sense in my head, but it doesn't actually reflect what existed before, I don't think. Okay, there I definitely pushed it too far. I think I like the shape, though. So let's just take this whole thing, get a really big brush, even bigger, and just pull it, like, way up there. And so hopefully that'll take the flatness, but put it a little bit further away from her head. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Now then, step 2. got a big part here, and I want to take, like, the entire thing and just move it a little bit further to the left. Yeah. Okay, so this does tell me that the left turns are probably going to have a lot of problems. There's going to be a lot of stuff I need to fix. I can definitely handle it, but it's going to take some time. Okay. What I'm looking at here is there's this little shadow that sits on top of the hair here. And I'm trying to get that shadow where it should go. And the shadow is has a bunch of weird shapes on it. So I'm trying to align those weird shapes to where I think they should be. And yeah, that's a lot better, I think. Okay, now let me just kind of shape the very top of this. And I think that might be it for the left turn. There were a couple of places where I said that I'd look at this strand a little bit more once I got around to getting stuff up here. And yeah, I think this is actually one of those places. It's a little bit flat on the top. So let's poof that out a little bit, and now that that shadow is a little bit thicker in a few places, it should work out a little bit better than it did before. In theory. Like falling asleep a little. Let me kind of fix that. There we go. I think I still got a little bit more in me. I think this is going pretty well overall. I definitely won't do the corners today, but we'll see how much of the 4 starting directions I can get through. Because I actually don't think that this area looks bad on most of them. There's a lot to fix on the left turn, but there was like nothing to fix on the right, so... The left just stole all the problems. Maybe it means that the other ones won't have any. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, but I think that looks pretty good. So let's check up and down now. Okay, I actually don't see anything that I want to change in my upturn. Okay, maybe just a little bit along that shadow there. I'm sure that I had a tiny piece of it stick out just for a little bit of separation, and it'll look weird without it, but I think I can thin out that separation just a teeny tiny bit. But yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with this turn. Okay, yep, that seems good. Let's check the bottom turn now. Yeah, this one looks like it's a bit round as well. So let's make the back of her head just a little bit less round. And see how that looks. So I just kind of want to flatten everything through here. Always a little bit sad at the prospect of making things a little bit less round, but it's for the best. Okay, I don't expect this to look right yet, but we'll see if I'm on the right track. Okay, yeah, I definitely am. The reason that I said that I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be completely right yet was because of over here. Here I gotta kind of push things out a little bit too. And propagate the changes that I made up there all the way down through here. Okay, pretty close. Still got some stuff I need to tuck in over here. We're just gonna optimize the flatness of all this. Make it nice and straight. Okay, now I can actually do the reverse and make the part after the kind of where the angle changes here a little bit rounder. Little bit rounder. And just floof things out right there, just a little. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And I think I want to change the angle on this light spot right here. So I'm actually going to push these center ones in just a little. Kind of like this. Yeah, there we go. That's looking a little bit straighter now, too. I just made everything super round when I didn't need to. It wasn't even desirable to. I can't help it, I do enjoy it sometimes. I want that highlight to just be closer here. There we go. You can see, still being very careful with my movements here. Okay, and I think the bottom got a little bit curved in a way that it shouldn't have. So I'll go straighten things out down here. Yeah, there we go. That's looking pretty straight. Alright, and I think that's where I will leave it for now. I think that's covered most of the things I want to fix, and we'll see if there's anything else tomorrow. But for today, I think this is where I will end. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow.